Alright, let's move to number 5. Jasmine burns 30 calories when she plays soccer for 8 minutes. If she plays soccer for 16 minutes, she burns 54 calories. So this is a great problem. Time is here in minutes to set up a little table. And this is how many calories she burns. So we said in 8 minutes she burns 30 calories. And in 16 minutes, she burns 54 calories. So we want to know how fast. That's a rate, how fast. So they're asking us for the slope. So we're going to do, the slope is equal to delta y over delta x, which means change in y over change in x. We subtract, so we take the difference, is 54 minus 30 divided by 16 minus 8. 24 divided by 8 equals 3. And we know that the y represents the calories. That looks like an N, so we'll make it look good. So she burns 3 calories each minute because our denominator was just 1. So we go over here to A, B, C, or D. It has to be letter B. 3 calories per minute. So now I'm going to go ahead and erase this so that I can cursor down so we can get the rest of your page. Okay, let's look at number 6. Which graph represents the function f of x? F of x, c of t, that's just function notation, okay? Because these are functions, meaning they pass the vertical line test, or no x-coordinate repeats. But you can also use y equals to represent this rule, y equals 3/4 x plus 3. So f of x equals 3/4 x plus 3. If you look at the format, you can think of it as y equals mx plus b, where m is your slope, and b is your y-intercept. Remember that we always start with our b when we graph. So we're going to the y-axis and we're going to find out where it crosses at 3. That looks good. That looks good. This does not look good because it's negative, and this does not look good because of where the y-intercept is. So now we want to use our slope to move. We have a rise of 3 and a run of 4. So up here we have to rise 1, 2, 3, and run 4. And there we are, back on the line. It has to be B. If we rise 1, 2, 3, and run 4 to the right, we're off the graph in A. So that's why your answer is definitely B. Okay, we're ready for this last problem. Or I think it's the last one, we'll see. We're going to go on to number 7. I have a couple more problems, let's see. We have 2 more problems. Number 7, a plumber charges $65 for coming to your house plus $50 per hour. Which of the following equations could represent the plumber's total cost? C, so they want us to use C for total cost, with respect to the amount of hours needed for the repair. So the hours will be represented by H. Alright, so what we have here, we can make our equation. Okay, a plumber charges $65 for coming to your house. So he charges $65 for coming to your house. Plus he charges $50 per hour for coming to your house. So $50 per hour. And you want to know which of these equations would be the same as this one. Well, this definitely is an answer. A is equivalent. Now we have to look at B. Well, B is wrong because they have the hours with the 65, which is our flat fee, so it shouldn't have an H next to it. Let's check this out. 5 times 10 is 50H. That looks good. 5 times 13 is 65. C is a good answer. C, they just took out the 5. They factored out a 5, so if you distribute, you see you get the same answer. And now let's look at this one. C minus 65 equals 50H. If we take 65 from this side of the equal sign and move it to the left, we have to subtract. That's what they did here. And so definitely D is good. C equals $50 per hour plus 65. All they did was switch the numbers. Yes, this is good. If you think about it, this is called a commutative property. 2 plus 3, think about that. that's 5. 3 plus 2, that's also 5. So switching the order in addition doesn't change it, so that's correct. E is good. Now 50H minus C. 50H minus C. Let's work that one out. If we were to move C, we would have 0 is equal to 65 plus 50H minus C. And then it looks like 65 got moved. So we'd have to move 65 because it's on the other side of the equal sign. That's how we know it's moved. And we get negative 65 equals 50H minus C. That's right. So all of those are used to represent that rule. And let's go to number 8. Let's see, Ashley is selling fried Oreo cookies at a ball game. It cost Ashley $300 to purchase everything. So it's $300 to purchase everything to bake the fried Oreos. Her sales for fried Oreos will be $1.50. What is the equation that models her profit? P. Okay, so your profit is going to equal to your sales minus your expenses, okay? So the sales, let's look at this. It cost her $300, so that's going to be her expenses. So we're going to subtract $300. She sells, they're $1.50 each, so let's make that $1.50 S or F if you want to do it per fried Oreo. So P is equal to 1.50 S minus 300, and that's your answer for number 8.